If the United Center is the house that Michael built, it became the madhouse on Madison once again for the Blackhawks, in large part because of Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane. Sure, there were many factors in the franchise turnaround, but when you earn third and first overall picks in back-to-back drafts, you better light the lamp. A couple of years after Dale Talon picked Cam Barker in a similar situation, he got it right. We sat down last week with the pair that's proven themselves as money players, as it now appears their careers here will last at least 16 years. They're signing matching contract extensions for the second time.
To me, I don't want to force the issue. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, if it worked itself out that it would go one way or the other, I don't think that we wanted to really make a big deal out of something like that, especially since we've been key contributors on our team for a long time, and we've kind of gone step for step throughout our career. So I think we're more lucky than anything to have a chance to sign these contracts and extend ourselves for another 8 years after this year. So to us, I don't think that was a big deal. And I texted Kane a few times to make sure we're on the same page, and he said, "Yep," and the rest was history.
So it never would have been non-equal. If it weren't equal, it wouldn't have been an unhealthy issue at all between you guys, right?
No, I mean, I don't think so. But I think we kind of knew going into the summer something was going to get done, and we could have, matching identical contracts again. And sometimes you see, players around the league, they have different contracts, and they're pretty much the same player on the same team. So I thought that was kind of weird a little bit, but I think it makes it easier for both of us that we have matching contracts. Obviously, it's probably easier that we have the same agent as well, but it just seemed like it just kind of fit.
How concerned are you guys that maybe over the next course of the 2-3 years, what that number is could have a little bit of effect on the roster and some decisions that are made?
Well, we hope to not be the only players that have signed contracts that would affect that. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that go into considering how you handle your cap, and I think for us, we like to think that we maintain a good balance between something that's manageable for our team and to make sure that we're going to continue to be successful. I mean, we'll never deny the fact that we're part of a very special group of players that have enabled us to have a lot of that individual success that's been noticeable. So at the end of the day, there's that, and the other side where there's a number we deserve and that we're happy with, and I think so far it's worked out, and I'm sure that as the game keeps growing, that the Hawks are going to have a team that will be successful for years to come.
I know Hawks fans are glad this question doesn't have to be even answered, but do you have any doubts that a year from now, if you hadn't signed, you could have gotten even more than you got here this week?
I don't think that's something we're really thinking about right now. We're pretty happy with our contracts and where they're at. I'm sure in a few years from now or a couple of years, you're going to see players exceeding that cap maybe by even a couple million. So it's just the way the game is, and especially right now with all the projections, it seems like the cap's going up every year. Guys are going to get bigger deals. It's just inevitable.
So is it unfair? You're a big NBA fan. You see what's going on with LeBron, that the top NBA players, LeBron's going to be getting twice what you guys are getting.
No, I don't think it's unfair. Those guys, I think it's a different sport, and kind of, I think it seems like they deal with the same cap as us, but they have, half the amount of players as well. So I think we're pretty happy with where we're at, and didn't need to be fighting for any more, if that needs to be said.
I want to ask Jonathan, where do you think in the 7 years Patrick's game has grown, or his personality has grown on or off the ice in the 7 years you've been together?
Well, his maturity was delayed for a little while, but it's finally starting to get where it needs to be. But I think Kane's growing not only as a person but as a player, and I think he's always had a knack to score big goals and score highlight real goals as well. But I think more and more he takes more and more of a leadership role on himself every year, and maybe that's something he doesn't get enough credit for, because he's there in the big moments every single time. And if there's a moment where the media or the fan or something or someone that is somewhat doubting him, he answers that question right away in big fashion. So you know, it's something that the rest of us look up to and respond to. And myself being a captain on the team, I wish I had the knack to be able to make you know, big moments happen that are so meaningful for our team.
We'll bring you the second half of our sit-down with Kane and Toews tomorrow night. You'll want to hear how Kane reacts to the same question about his 7-year partnership with Toews. Plus, they discuss the budding rivalry with the Stanley Cup champion LA Kings, who ended the Hawks' bid for a repeat. Good stuff.